for a folder and for the price, it kind of borderlines the, you know, everything you can do with a folder when performing those outdoor tasks. Bam, look at that first cut right there. Boom. Wow. Appearance wise, it's not strikingly as the most beautiful knife out there. And Ontario Knife Co., if you're listening to me, don't take this personally. Let's talk rat model. Oh my gosh, look at what just happened right there. Hello and what is going on, guys? It's your boy Miguel here, back at you with another knife review. Today we're going to be reviewing, boom, this guy right here, the Ontario Rat Model 1. This is very popular, very well known, such an icon for so many years. It is not a new knife. It has been around for many years now. And yes, we're going to be reviewing it here in the channel after doing an unboxing not that long ago. I've had a chance to EDC this knife over the last couple of months since the unboxing, and it has been a rock solid EDC. We're going to go ahead and break down during this review the good, the bad, the ugly, everything you need to know, the likes, the dislikes, all about this knife here. So if you have one or you're considering buying one, you can at least get some insight, get some feedback. Let's go over some quick basics. This guy has the drop point blade right here, very iconic drop point blade on the entry model Aus A blade right there. This is the Model 1. The Aus A blade right there is the entry point. There's also a D2 option as well. It's a little bit more expensive. We'll get into that a little bit later. By the way, guys, links are in the description for any knives that you see on the video, including this guy, so make sure to check those out down below. They come to you no extra cost. They definitely help out the channel. That being said, this guy is going to be a liner lock right here. You can see it is a thumb deployment and a liner lock, so there's no flipper on this guy. We'll get more into that. You can of course thumb deploy it, or you could reverse flick. It's a little bit challenging on this guy because the blade is so massive, but you can get it done. Those are your two deployment options. No flipper, of course, no button on this guy. And then you have this nylon or FRN sort of scales on this guy. We're going to get more into that as well. So how's the action on this guy? Well, you have a, like I mentioned earlier, thumb deployment and reverse flick. Those are your only two, and the reverse flick can often fail if you don't put the right amount of pressure. It definitely takes a little bit of practice, yeah, to get it done the right way. This guy again has an Aus A steel here, very flat grind drop point blade on this nylon scales black, made to look very much like G10, but they're not G10. They're a little bit slippery. We do have a pocket clip, of course. It is not deep carry in any way, shape, or form. As you can kind of see right there, about that much of the knife is going to be showing. This is more so in the budget category for me, so I guess I could look for an aftermarket solution to make it deep carry, but I guess I have accepted it for what it is. So yeah, it could have been better, right? There's definitely a missed opportunity right there for sure. It does come from the factory, meant to be carried tip down, as shown in this Model 2 right here, right? So I did switch it over to be a tip up carry, right? So that's something that you want to do. It is actually drilled, so you could do tip down or tip up carry on either side, which is pretty nice, right? They have lefties in mind, and that's pretty neat, right? So as popular of a knife as this is, you definitely want to make sure you don't leave lefties out there in the dark. Decent lanyard hole right there, which is pretty good if you're into that. If you want to attach a lanyard to your knife, that's good to have. All right, so let's talk this guy. Let's talk Rat Model. Oh my gosh, look at what just happened right there. Let's talk. But for what it's worth, guys, about the $20 ballpark, right? You're getting a solid EDC knife. The more you use it, the more you break it in. Oh, I almost cut the, oh, did I just cut the table right there? I think so. To stab the table there. This guy is a tank. Whoops. Okay. Well, a note to self to be more careful there. Oh my goodness, that just destroyed my table. I'm gonna have to get a mat for this table at some point. Otherwise, with all my flipping here while I'm looking at the viewfinder on the camera, if I'm not actually looking at my hands, yeah, there's a little bit of accidents like that can happen. So what has it been EDCing this guy for the last couple of months? I gotta tell you, this has been a solid experience with this guy. Super reliable, no compromises of any kind. People talk a lot about Aus 8 and how nowadays there are better steels, and that is a absolute truth. However, with this guy, there hasn't been any sort of task that I have not been able to do up until this point, and I feel like it's holding on pretty good. It still looks in pretty good condition for the use that I've given it. Of course, it hasn't been a full year yet. Plan to continue to EDC this guy, maybe do like a second review after I've been EDCing it for a year or even longer, but it definitely has done so well during that time. Of course, this wouldn't be a knife review if we don't do the paper cutting test, right? You guys know how we do in the channel here. This guy has certainly gotten some use already over the last couple of months. I'm gonna test it here, see how much of an edge it has retained. Give it a rating from 1 to 10. Let me know how sharp this guy is. So without further ado, here we go. Bam, look at that first cut right there. Boom. Wow. You guys check it out for yourself. Again, Aus 8, right? This is the entry steel. And yeah, has retaining edge quite good. I think it caught there a little bit right there. All right, so pretty good, right? A teared right there towards the end on that cut. All right, you guys be a judge of that. Does this guy need some resharpening? All right, you all let me know. If this guy has anything going for it, is functionality. Again, it's not the most prettiest knife out there, might be lacking some of the materials that you might want for the price and such, but functionality on this guy as a tool, I mean, it rocks any task that you throw at it. And again, you know, if the design grows into you, this is a very, very comfortable knife to use. The ergos on this guy are pretty good. The handle being large size, it can definitely accommodate. I have medium size hands right here, not too big, not too small. And as you can see there, it is a very comfortable knife to use. Got some jimping going on up here, so if you wanted to, you know, do some cuts like that, take advantage of that jimping, you certainly can. It's not necessarily a, you know, sharpening choil here to choke on, but I guess you could make that work if you wanted to, right? That's also a possibility right there. And again, this guy is also offered on D2. So if OS 8 isn't doing it for you, you can opt for the D2 blade. It should have a solid knife right there. I went ahead and went for the more affordable option because mainly wanted to sort of test it on the entry point. And since I do also compare this knife to a lot of other knives I review on the channel, I wanted to, you know, sort of have that also as part of the knife reviews. This guy is also made in Taiwan, right? Not in China, but in Taiwan. A lot of people get that confused. They automatically think they're Chinese knives. And even at that, right? So many knives are made in China, like let's say Civivis and whatnot, right? Not every knife made in China is a bad knife. This guy is not even made in China at all, right? It's made in Taiwan, which is geographically and politically a whole different country. There's so many great knives that come out of Taiwan. I'll give you some quick examples right here. The Smock is made in Taiwan. The Demco 80 20.5 is also made in Taiwan. So some great knife factories over there in Taiwan. That's certainly something to keep in mind as well. Do I wish that they had used G10? Yes. Yeah, I feel like G10 would have given this knife a little bit more of a grip, right? The edges on this guy are pretty well chamfered or rounded off, which makes the whole gripping very comfortable. The pocket clip, I want to say, you know, sort of creates a, it could be a little bit lower, I guess, if we really want to be extra picky, but it doesn't really create a hot spot. You do notice it's there if you grip or close your fist really, really hard. But other than that, you know, should be able to blend in with the rest of the body of the knife right there. This guy, like I mentioned earlier, has a flat grind, which should make this guy very, very slicey, while still retaining a very, very solid size blade right there all throughout. The corners on this guy are not rounded off. That means you can beat on this guy or hammer on it if you're camping or hunting. This is really sold as a hunting knife. You know, it definitely has that going for it, right? It sort of gives you, of course, not going to give you the same reliability as a fixed blade, but for a folder and for the price, it really comes extremely close, right? Kind of borderlines the, you know, everything you can do with a folder when performing those outdoor tasks. Is there any blade play whatsoever on this guy? Not at all, right? That is rock solid, a good 9.9 out of 10 on this guy. And as far as the blade alignment goes, okay, you guys be the judge right there. That guy looks pretty aligned to me. I know some folks report the blade going to one side or the other after heavy use. I have used my knife quite significantly and it's still right there dead center. Being as heavy as this guy is, right, let's see where the balance is. It's gonna be a little bit tough because of the clip, so let me flip it. There we go. Our balance is gonna be somewhere right there. So the handle, again, not milled, is gonna be significantly heavy. The knife balances right about right there, just a little bit, about 2 fingers behind the pivot screw right there. All right, so in conclusion, right, would I recommend this knife? The answer is yes. If you are looking for a reliable tool, if you're looking for a knife that you know is dependable, that you can count on, right, that's gonna get the job done, this is a solid way to go. If you are okay with it not having a flipper, right, thumb deployment and reverse opening is okay for you, that's fine. You can of course go with the OS 8, or for a couple extra dollars you can go with the D2 option. That's always a possibility as well, something to consider. And yeah, if you're looking for a knife that you can beat on, which is a knife that you can use on your daily tasks, even out hunting, even doing a little bit more than just cutting paper or cardboard, all right, this guy is going to be a solid choice. Again, you have the Ortis, you have the P801 right you have other budget knives out there to consider, but this guy is up there as well. Very reliable. I mean, lots and lots of great reviews over many years that this guy has been out, and people speak very highly of it, myself included. I'm glad that I actually got this one, not only to compare and sort of include during knife reviews in this channel, but also to experience myself. I came to the knife community, or EDC knife world community, just the last year or so. So it hasn't quite been a year for me. I think around August of this year will be a full year. And the reason why I wanted to sort of go back in time and get me one of these guys is because I wanted to find out what the hype was all about, right? Is this really that good of a knife? Is it really as good as people say it is? And again, I mean, if you're looking for a reliable tool today on 2023, this is it, right? It is a very reliable tool. Are there maybe better looking options out there? Yes, yeah, they are, certainly, right? Are there better materials used as well? That is also true. But right, if you're looking to really find out what the Ontario Knife Co. experience is all about, you are not going to go wrong picking up either the Wrap Model 1 or its little brother, the Wrap Model 2. If I left anything out on the review, guys, let me know. If there's anything else that you would like to see on the review, any questions or anything I should have included or I should have touched on, right? The comment section down below, that's where we hang out. That's where I answer all your questions, concerns. You know, reach out to me, let me know how I did, give me some feedback. Look out for the review on this guy, by the way, guys. If you made it this far, you guys are the real MVPs. Chances are that the review for this guy will be out here pretty soon. If that is the case, I'm gonna put a card right here for you guys to check that out. But that being said, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I love you all, and I hope you guys have a fantabulous rest of your day. Take care. Peace.